Markets are up. AMC is still down. We're seeing something that is very interesting going on in the overall markets that I want to break down for you guys, as well as go over all of the intraday data that you need to know if you're invested in AMC stock. We're seeing the short interest continuing to climb. So let's get into this video, guys. Hit that like button for me, consider subscribing to the channel, and check out the pinned comment for the link for my Twitter account. Go ahead and follow me over there, and the link for the buy and sell alerts if you guys want to be notified every time I make a trade in stock, options, and or crypto, whether it's a day trade, swing trade, or long-term investment. We have been killing it over there, so check that out. Now let's just take a look at AMC for the day. Down 1.5%, down about 45 cents. Overall, not a bad day. We're still holding above this major level at about $29 per share. We're holding right above this, as we have over the past 4 days been really seeing volatile moves under this, back above this, under this, back above this, and so on and so forth. So it's good to see AMC holding up, and we're only down 1.5%. Considering the drops that we have seen, not a bad move whatsoever. So I'm not complaining by any means necessary, but we are seeing something that is very interesting happening in the overall markets. You guys can see over on just CNBC, there's a lot of headlines about Omicron. A lot of fears about this are starting to subside, and there's actually a lot of articles about Omicron today, and overall there's less fear about this. And this was never the main fear catalyst, but it's still the third runner up, right? So it's still something that was causing fear. So it's good to see that a lot of people are not as fearful about Omicron today, but we are seeing the markets are up quite substantially. The Russell 2000 up 1.41%, NASDAQ up 0.5%, S&P up over 1%, and the Dow Jones up 2%. This is where it gets very interesting, because the Dow Jones is your stable companies, your companies that have been around a long time that make a lot of money. The Dow Jones is also companies that aren't going to be hit nearly as worse if interest rates start to go up. If the tapering happens faster, that will cause interest rates to go up, as well as if Fed Jerome Powell does decide to, speeding up the pace of raising interest rates, the Dow Jones stocks would be hit not nearly as hard. So you're seeing an overall rush to safety happening in the stock market. That's why the Dow Jones is up almost 1% higher than even the S&P 500 or the Russell 2000. So that is what is going on today. That is very weird, and I do want to talk about this a little bit more, because AMC could be seen as a very risky stock. Once we do get the exchange reported short interest data, and we see the short interest has in fact went through the roof, and we can now verify this, you're going to see a lot of pressure be put back on the short sellers, because AMC has not been tanking. If apes were really not holding on to their shares, you would have seen AMC go to possibly $10, $5 per share. The fact that we are still at almost $30 per share is a big sign to the short sellers that you are essentially screwed. Eventually, you are digging your own grave, and you're going to see that pain come to your portfolio. So that's basically the situation. The Fed meeting December 14th and 15th will either make this fear come alive more, or it's going to subside a lot of this fear. If Fed Jerome Powell just stays in line with what our expectations are, you're going to see people really start to calm down a little bit. If he goes way more hawkish, you're going to see a bigger rush to safety. So AMC could sell off more. The whole market could sell off, but overall, Dow Jones stocks will probably fare a little bit better until we do see the markets come down. And I do think we're still going to see the markets come down. I don't think we are out of the woods whatsoever. We're just above the 50-day moving average here on the S&P 500. If we do see that major downturn really to this more or less 200-day moving average, you're going to see a lot of that leverage from the hedge funds and institutions in their portfolios start to go against them severely, and you're going to see more pressure and less liquidity to service these margin calls, and they will be more inclined to break the bank per se and cover on their short positions and get that collateral back that they have been using for those short positions. So a very interesting situation that we do have going for us right now. It's all going to come down to, like I said, the Fed meeting the 14th and the 15th, but that is still next week, Wednesday and Thursday. So Let's get into some of the other information that you guys need to know. Let's just go over a quick technical look because we kind of already did, but let's go over this a little bit more. And like I said, worst case scenario in my opinion is about $20 per share by really the end of this week. If shit hits the fan and people start freaking out, $20 per share, that's probably your worst case scenario. I don't think that is going to happen. I think we're going to stay above $29 per share. We could come down and then pop back up to over $29 per share, and then best case scenario, like I said in the video yesterday, about $35 per share is probably the best case scenario because we don't have the fear catalyst out of the way this week. It's going to be next week, and that's going to be very key and very important. Now let's look at the Ortex data because the short interest is still going up. Short interest change of 0.99%, return shares 535,000, borrow shares 1.48 million. That's almost 1 million shares that have been sold short today as far as the estimates are telling us. We are getting an estimated 17.62% short interest. The short interest is going crazy, and these estimates are always about 3 or 4 percentage points lower than what the actual short interest is. So the short interest is well over 20%. Now, current shares that are sold short at 90.37 million shares. That's 3 million higher than the actual data that we did get November 15th. But like I've said many times, the share price November 15th was almost $44 per share. So there has been a lot of shorting. I don't think a majority, obviously, of apes sold their shares, maybe a small percentage. It was all due to the short sellers, and they're going to be in a really bad situation. Like I said, come time when we do get this exchange reported short interest data, which should be by about the 15th of December, we should be getting this information, and that's going to be incredible. Well, we should be getting, around the 15th of December, or really any time now, we should be getting this information. So that's going to be key. Share utilization is 76.11%. That is a given since we have seen a lot of shorts that have took out, positions and shorted these stocks. That was going to happen. So that's not a surprise whatsoever. Now let's go over the Stonko Tracker data really quick for you guys. And we're looking at a lot of puts that are in the money. 92,557 puts that are in the money expiring December 17th. So if we do see this rally after the Fed meeting, you're going to see these puts run out of the money, de-hedging, as well as calls running into the money to see more buying from the market makers. So that's two sides of potential buying that are going to be happening. If not December 17th, then definitely January 21st, 2022. And that's the big expiration day. That's where you're going to see a lot of volatility back and forth and potentially see a big move just based off of the options that are currently in the money, not even the options that are going to run into the money by this expiration date. So overall, the situation is incredibly bullish. I would not worry whatsoever if I were you guys. I'm really looking forward to that short interest data coming out because I think it's going to be crazy high. So that is going to be all for this video. Let me know what you think. What is your price prediction? Let me know your take on AMC for this week. That information is very valuable because after all, you are a part of this beautiful community. And make sure to check out the link down below in the comment sections, or the two links I should say. Love and appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next one.